you're going to ask them a series of questions. First of all, you're going to ask the person, how long have they stayed there? All right? Now, you're going to be acting like a detective because you're going to be writing notes. When a person says, okay, I've been staying there, well, this is when you decided, okay, I'm going to rent to this person, but I want to get a little bit more detail. The person said, I've been staying there 5 years, okay? You got that down, you wrote it all down. You just don't mistake about it. Then you want to know, okay, again, how do you pay your rent? Now, there's only, well, there's more than just 3 ways, but I'm going to do the main ways a person pays rent. They're going to pay it cash, and when you pay cash, you can get what? Receipt. You should get a receipt. Now, if a person tells you, oh, I don't get a receipt, that's a red flag. And shame on the landlord if the landlord is taking cash money from a person and doesn't give a person a receipt. Any person is silly enough nowadays to give cash money. Now, if you do that, and I'm calling you silly, it is. Because the fact of the matter is you should get a receipt for every dollar that you spend. So if a person tells you, well, I don't have a receipt, well, that's a red flag. I guarantee you, if they go to court on the eviction process, they will pill up some little crumbly receipt to show the judge, yeah, see, I paid, because here's the receipt right here. All right? Therefore, cash is going to give you a receipt. Money order is number 1. Is another one. All right? Yeah, but that's another one. Most folks don't take personal checks, so I'll make that last. Okay? Now, these are the main ways a person pays. Okay? They're going to pay with either cash, money order, or a check. Now, any of these 3 ways, there's going to be a proof of how they paid it. All right? Cash should be a receipt. Money order, it should have a copy of the money order they keep on them. All right? And then check, you should see a canceled check stubs. Now, they've said that they've been staying here 5 years. Bottom line is, I should see a substantial amount, at least for the last 6 months to a year. Now, if a person is giving you this information, you can lay it all out in chronological order. January, February, March, April, May, all the way down the line. And that should give you some good indication on how that person is going to pay you. Because if a person is prompt with their last landlord, if you're doing the same thing the last landlord did, then that person should be prompt with you. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you get all this down. So they say, okay, I pay with cash. They should have receipts. Now, they may try to be deceptive with you, but I'm going to cover that in just a second. Money orders, it should be pretty decent because you should see a copy of the actual money order. Incidentally, let me do a segue real quick and tell you that if it's a scam when a person tells you that, this is an old scam, by the way, tells you, well, look, I paid for the rent somewhere between the currency exchange and here, I lost it. But I do have the receipt to show that I did spend the money at the time. Now, a lot of tenants have been doing that for years and getting away with it because the landlords basically are not aware because you're thinking, oh, I got a receipt for this money order, and it did show, and then they'll go on to fabricate and tell you, well, you know, the currency exchange told me it takes a month before they can check it, they can, you know, track it down. All right. In the meantime, you're hoping, okay, well, the money is mine. The person already spent the money for it. I know they spent the money for it, and they got the proof for it. So you're falling into this very same thing that a lot of landlords that fell into it and not knowing that you're not going to get paid. But what you want to do, first of all, when they tell you this is, okay, let me have that receipt. And then you march yourself up to the currency exchange and you ask them, was this turned back in? Was this cashed? Then you stop all the malarkey right there and you're able to give the 5-day notice immediately. Now, if you don't do this, you're going to wait another month to find out that they're not going to pay you the next month. Because if they didn't pay you the first month, then sure not going to pay you the second month. If your rent is $500, $600, how are they going to pay you $1,200 next month and they couldn't pay you $600 the previous month? You understand where I'm coming from?